Write a song based on my TED Talk, and here is the linky. I'm standing here, but I'm feeling small. My heart is racing, my palms are damp. I try to speak, but my voice is gone. I'm frozen in place like I'm under a spell. This is social anxiety. It's like a prison, it's like a curse. It's like a shadow that follows me, and it's taking over my life. I'm in a crowd, but I'm all alone. I'm looking for an escape, but there's nowhere to go. I'm thinking about what I should have said. I'm thinking about what I should have done. ChatGPT wrote this song for me. Unfortunately, it couldn't sing it for me. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, it's basically an AI-powered Google, to put it simply. And the things it can do are wild. I thought to myself, what if I asked this ChatGPT to give me tips on how to have a conversation with someone when I have social anxiety? This is one of the biggest questions I get from people. I thought I'd make this video kind of just for fun, just to see what ChatGPT would tell me to do based on different social situations. And I will share and analyze with you what it says and if I think it's right and why. And then also what it says that I think maybe is not very good and why it's not. Tell me how to start a conversation with the person I have a class with at school. I struggle very severely with social anxiety and want to know how to make friends. Here's what it said. Before I share what this AI tool says that you should do for this scenario, I want to put a disclaimer out there. This video is just for fun, and you shouldn't use AI as a replacement for therapy or as a way to cope with social anxiety or use it as something you depend on to boost your mental health. But maybe it can help. Start with a simple greeting such as hi or hello. Okay, no complaints here. Probably a good idea to start with a hi or hello. And you'll notice that this is usually the first tip that it gives you through the scenarios that I go through on this video. Find something in common to talk about, such as a class assignment or a shared interest. We are getting a little bit more detailed advice now, and that's good. This is a good starting ground for any conversation, right? I wouldn't walk up to a stranger and try to start a conversation by saying, hey, did you see that game last night? If I didn't even know that they watched the game or even like sports. Ask open-ended questions to encourage them to talk more and keep the conversation going. This is a great one. A common mistake that a lot of people make is that they do the opposite of this. Did you study for the test? Do you like this teacher? The only answers to questions like this are yes or no, and that kills the conversation. Try asking things to get them to talk a little bit more, like, how did you go about studying for this test? I'm a little nervous about it myself. I think it would be better if Mr. Steve practiced with us a little bit more before the test. What do you think? They have to explain their answers to questions like this, and they can't just reply with a single word, which keeps the conversation going and staying alive. Try to relax and be yourself. Remember that everyone has social anxiety to some degree, and the other person is probably just as nervous as you are. Not a real big fan of the advice, try to relax and be yourself. It's not helpful, especially to people with social anxiety. It can force people to start thinking, how do I relax? How do I be myself? What does that even mean? I like the back half of this tip though. It's very true that everyone has social anxiety to some degree. There's a model that many therapists use called internal family systems. I like to call it parts work. It basically means that we all have different parts inside of us. We all have an angry part, a happy part, a sad part, a socially anxious part. But some people's parts are more revved up and maybe more in control than some of the other parts. For example, when I was in high school, my social anxiety part was completely revved up and in full gear and had complete control over every other part. We need to rebalance these parts when one of them is kind of out of control and doing harm to ourselves, like my social anxiety part was. Remember that making friends takes time. It is not something that happens overnight. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Very true. Just because you have a conversation with them person doesn't mean they're going to become your friend or that they're even a good fit to be your friend. It often takes many conversations with someone who actually aligns with you to start blossoming a friendship. Stop focusing on trying to make the friend and start putting more of the focus on just trying to have a conversation with someone and take genuine interest in learning about the other person. I wonder what would happen if we asked AI to, let's say, help us figure out how to open up to somebody about a mental health struggle we are having. How do I open up to my teacher about a mental health struggle? Schedule a meeting with your teacher. You can do this during a free period or after class. This gives you privacy so you don't have to, open up in front of your entire class. Be honest and direct. Let your teacher know that you would like to talk to them about something personal and important. Any good teacher / decent human being will be open to listening to you when you open up with something like that. This shows that you're being serious and you have enough respect for not only them, but for yourself to get the help that you need. Explain your situation clearly and concisely. Give your teacher an idea of what you are going through and how it is impacting your life. This is what can be the hard part, and you kind of just have to rip it off like a band-aid. Ouch! Just spit it out. Once you start talking and sharing, it becomes easier. It's just getting yourself to start is the hard part. The teacher is there to help you. You aren't going to be judged for this. And most importantly, the teacher will see you as being brave for actually having the strength and courage to open up to them about something that you are struggling with. Ask for help. Let your teacher know what kind of support you need, whether it's extra time on assignments, extra help with studying, or just someone to talk to. People don't know how to help you unless you tell them what it is that you need. If you don't share this information, you're leaving the support part of this up to them and what they think would be best, which, as you probably know, is not always what is best for you. So let them know how they can help. Remember that your teacher is there to help you and that it is important to take care of your mental health. AI facts. Don't hesitate to reach out for professional help such as a counselor, school social worker, or school psychologist. Your teacher can also guide you on how to access these resources if they are available in your school. As you know from my last video, the school counselor to student ratio is 408 to 1 on average. So maybe seeing a school counselor is kind of a long shot for you. Speaking to a teacher though can be really helpful because they can either help you themselves or they can at least point you in the right direction and get you the resources that you need to get the help. Even if they can't provide any insights, the ability to just open up to someone and have someone listen to you is extremely helpful and underrated. And then the AI finished off by saying this: remember that mental health is just as important as physical health, and it is important to be honest with yourself and those around you about your needs. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Remember that. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Okay, last one. Let's ask the AI something a little bit more fun and more specific in regards to like social situations. Tell me how to start a conversation with someone I'm sitting next to on a plane that is pregnant. Start with a simple greeting such as hi or how's it going? You basic AI. Comment on their pregnancies such as that's great news, when are you due? In this scenario, I guess you know for sure that she is pregnant. Obviously, you don't want to guess if someone is pregnant or not.
That is a dangerous game.
Ask open-ended questions about their pregnancies such as how are you feeling or is this your first pregnancy? These are kind of closed off questions. I wouldn't consider these open-ended questions per se, and they probably get asked this all the time. I would think to ask something like, what has you most excited about your pregnancy? Or what's the best part about being pregnant? They would probably be more open to hearing and answering questions like these because they're a little bit more interesting and they probably don't hear this every day. Share your own experiences, if you have any, such as if you have children or if you have been around someone who was pregnant before. This goes back to earlier when AI told us to, find something in common, some sort of shared interest. Be mindful of the person's comfort. They may want to rest or not talk much. Respect that and give them space. Some people don't want to talk when they are on a plane. For all you know, this could be their second flight of the day after a red-eye flight they took this morning. Read their body language. If they look completely exhausted, or maybe they're giving off signs that they don't really want to talk, like they have headphones in their ears, then you should probably give them some space. If they express interest and willing to chat, you can also talk about their plans for the pregnancy, such as whether they plan to breastfeed, who will be in the delivery room, or what kind of parenting style they're interested in. This seems a little intrusive to ask of someone you don't know. I would never ask a pregnant stranger who's going to be in the delivery room or if they're going to breastfeed or what their parenting style is going to be. Weird. Stick to, do you know if it's going to be a boy or a girl? Or do you have any names picked out if it's a boy or if it's a girl? Like I said, this was just a fun one to kind of just test the power of AI. It's obviously not a serious way to cope with anxiety or use as a replacement for therapy or some other mental health professional help. But I think it provided some helpful information. Do you think AI did a good job answering these questions? If you did or you didn't, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. Also, if you have any ideas on future videos that you would like me to cover, whether that be mental health stories, tips for specific situations, or just something else under the mental health umbrella, please let me know. I'd love to make a video on it. Well, love might be a strong word. I guess it depends on the idea that you give me, but I will definitely take it into consideration. Until next week, peace.